Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. This is your captain speaking. You may experience some turbulence as we travel to November 1982. We were last on the Commodore VIC-20, getting aggressive with Aggressor. Here's our next video game release. We're going to stay, oh, that's right, we were in the United States for Aggressor. We're going to the United Kingdom now to play on the BBC Micro. This is Alien Dropout. Alien Dropout? Oh, you can actually see what the game is already over on the right side. Here's the box for Alien Dropout. This is the 40th game we played on the Acorn BBC Micro, and that's exactly how many games are available on the BBC Micro. Let no one tell you different. The front of the box is, oh man, actually this is Superior Software. The 7th game we've seen by them, not to be confused with the other Superior Software that does games for the TRS-80 or the other Superior Software that does games in North America. There's 3 companies named Superior Software. Pick a new one, guys. So the front of the box is it looks like we're shooting a bunch of bugs, which is awesome. I believe these are moths, at least what it says in the lore of the story of the game. And we also have an example of the cassette that we're going to pop into play on our Beeb. Make sure you type chain quote quote on the Model B with an example of the screenshot. Yeah, I know, the artwork is very quaint. There's multiple versions or ways that you can load this one. Let's just pop it and play Alien Dropout. This is by Richard M.P. Hansen. It's November 15th, 1982. Awesome. Now, I got this version because it had 2 of them in there. If everyone's wondering, what's the Elk version? Well, that's a computer that we'll see next year in 1983. We want the BBC version. Yes, which software is the real Superior Software, right? Do we want instructions? Yes. Tell us how to play Mr. Richard M.P. Hansen. This is the 8th game we've seen that Richard M.P. Hansen do. He's done games on the Acorn Atom. He did Space Fighter, which is kind of like Scramble. He did Galaxians, and he had the guts to make a video game called Centipede that wasn't official Centipede. So we got the Moss, or the Super Moth is the one glowing that's 2,000 points. How do we kill that one? And then all the other moths are going to come after us too. Killer moths are threatening Earth. I don't think we've heard killer moths before. The small moths fly into their boxes in sequence. When a box becomes full, one moth is released and it will attempt to destroy your laser. You have to shoot the moths with your laser with the Z and X key and the copy key. And we've seen those controls before on the BBC Micro. Joysticks can be used. That's pretty nice. Very rare right now on the BBC Micro. The large moth appears in the center of the screen, is normally indestructible, but if you manage to kill 200 of them, the large one will be... Oh, so it's like a boss that gets released? We have to release that one. If you alter the skill level, at the end of the game, press escape or break key. Are you using joysticks? I don't have any plugged in, but it's great that we got one. Skill level, let's go with skill level 2. Ready? And we're in. So if I try to kill these killer moth in the middle, nothing happens. But all I gotta do is sneak by that one, and he said, how many do we have to kill? 200 moths? That's too many moths. All right, so I'll give the chat a little bit of time to call out what game this is. Anyone? Anyone know? I will reveal soon, but I know someone knows what this is. Come on. I can do one single shot at a time. This is the Space Invaders Drunk Uncle that we saw in the arcades originally as Kamikaze in Japan. But we call all these video games, yes, you got it, James. It is Astro Invader. This one marks the 6th game we played that is an Astro Invader clone. Oh, come on, let the big moth come out. I want to see what it's like to do the boss. The points are adding up, and I didn't do the first difficulty level, the easiest difficulty level, because essentially all I gotta do right now is make sure the main moth, I don't hit its bullets. Uh-oh, there. I almost got a whole column up. This feels almost like I'm doing finances. Or it's a job. Keep it coming. Oh, come on, that has to have been 200 moths, right? Oh, see? I tried to go through too fast, but when you do on higher difficulty levels, you really just have a smaller window to sneak to the other side. But I want to see what the killer moth does. If it'll let us. Is anyone keeping score? Because after had to have been 200 moths by now. if each column has so many. Whenever we saw this in the arcades, I actually had more gameplay to it because the enemies that were lining up would sometimes come down and make a shockwave on the ground. Not seeing it here for this version. All this one is just keep going left and right and kill as many moss as you can. Oh, is that it? That's right, there it comes. Oh, and that was it? That was the main boss battle? Wow, and then we keep going after that. Nice. All right, so we got another video game with insects. We got difficulty levels. We got the ability to use a digital joystick on the BBC Micro. That's pretty good. Also has a temporary way to save the high score. If you ever get that far, I'll just go ahead and die. But some of the other recent Astro Invader type games we played has been Swarm on the Acorn Atom or UFO for the Sharp MZ line of computers. There we go. Put your high score in, and it gets on the table, and then you can just keep on going. But we'll stop there. There's a quick taste of Alien Dropout. Good fun, good arcade fun on the BBC Micro. There is other better arcade titles. You got to remember that Astro Invader is an older game, and it was based on Space Invaders. So you're not really getting the biggest experience as far as arcade games go. But if this was going to be rated across all the computers right now that you could play, and all the video games on all those computers, Alien Dropout is around the average range. Because of the simplicity, though, I actually want to say something lower. I'm looking over in the chat. I see, oh, a lower score, 2.5. 3 stars, yeah, pretty decent. Or 3.5 going from Brad, nice. Yeah, don't drop out of school, kids. Become an Alien Dropout instead. Hunter's throwing down 2. I actually want to say it's not quite exactly 3. I'll say 2.5 stars. Still around the average range, but it's not really how well it's made. It's just the content, the game itself. There is other better arcade games that you can be playing on home computers that even have more gameplay to them. Oh, look at that. Yeah, 3. Oh, that's true. Could I say 3? 2.5? No, I'll say 2.5. We've seen too much here on Chronologically Gaming to give something that's a 3-star game for Astro Invader, but very well done Astro Invader. All right, after that, let's see what our next game is.
He's only 3.
It's time to play on the Texas Instruments home computer, known as the TI-99 4A. Marketing really should have done a better job with the name on that one. This is only on the Texas Instruments 99 4A, and it's Alpiner. It is the 30th game we've played on this home computer. Let's check out the box for Alpiner. Cool. So most of the games for Texas Instruments have the manual inside the sleeve of the box. So whenever you pull the manual out, this whole picture would be revealed. But looks like we're climbing up a mountain and there's a bear attacking us on the solid state cartridge. Sweet. Flip it over the back, and as usual, Texas Instruments doesn't have anything about the game. It's just about the hardware or software, if you have a cartridge or not. And we definitely have a cartridge. In fact, one of the best ways that we can emulate everything here, one of the best ways we can emulate is because we were able to play the cartridges on the Texas Instruments home computer. That's the cart. There's the example of the screenshot for Alpiner. All right, so here you go, the manual for Alpiner. How do we play? I am not familiar with this one, but I'm pleasantly surprised after the play tests. There it is. There's the entire front of the manual. Man, we look terrified. That bear looks awesome. Climb 6 of the world's tallest mountains and evade dangerous obstacles with Alpiner. Be careful. The abominable snowman is waiting for at the top of Mount Everest. Really nice. We got a quick reference guide on the left. And yes, we'll be climbing 6 of the tallest mountains in Alpiner. This is programmed by Janet Srimushnam. I'm only going to be able to say that once. And this is the only game, I believe, that Janet has ever done. Way to go, Janet. Over on the left side, we're struggling against 2 enemies, perilous obstacles, and time. The mountain summit is within your grasp. There's a rock slide. Can you move your Alpiner safely in time? So we're going to be climbing, carefully moving forward, avoiding obstacles, falling hazards. It's kind of hard to read this manual because I think the scan isn't done very well. This is a 1 or 2 player game, but it's alternate play. You don't get to play at the same time. It shows you here how to put the cartridge in. For those that don't know, this system, or this home computer, was a very pleasant surprise because it's using a really similar graphics as the ColecoVision, as the later SG-1000. And so this is one of the first systems we ever saw that had that. So getting started explains what to do, and we'll go into that when we get to the game, how to move our Alpiner around. You can use keyboard controls, but you can also have a joystick plugged in. Digital joystick again, and we're definitely going to use that. No way, really? Is that what it who does the voices? All right, it explains what to do in the game. Make sure you plug in your speech synthesis, and we are going to have fun with this one. It has lots of different mountain obstacles. It breaks down here in the manual. I'm not going to read everything entirely. It's an arcade-style game, but they're very lengthy in the explanation here on the manual. There's some of the falling objects, ice falls, avalanches, and rock slides. They have different difficulty levels because you don't get to choose the difficulty level. You just keep climbing, and it explains that you go through the 6 different mountains, and then each round of the mountain has a certain level. You can see right here above my head. And explains what the 2-player game's like. You just take turns until all Alpiners are lost. Here's the score system over on the left side, bonus points, and target bonuses of how fast you can do it, because you do have to get to the top of the mountain at a certain time or you fall. All right, and I believe that is it. Yes, the manual has just so much information. Texas Instruments treats their video games like computer software. All right, let's pop in and play Alpiner. This is done by Texas Instruments. It is November 15th, 1982. The very first thing we have to do is we have to turn on speech. I want this thing to sing. Talk to me. Yes, there we go. And this is another unique thing about this game. This is the very first game we've ever seen that has a multi-language selection. Now, what I mean is this is allowing us to put all the text in the game on all these different languages. It doesn't, however, make the speech module talk to us in different languages. So don't get your hopes up. It's not like Berserk, where if we're going to Germany, Berserk was talking and yelling. The robots were yelling to us in German. Not going to happen here. So we're just going to go with English, number 2. All right, let's play. Wow. Can everyone hear that music in the background? That's Edvard Grieg. And I believe that's the Peer Gynt suite, or one of the stanzas of the Peer Gynt suite. Same suite that had the Hall of the Mountain King. Wow. Very well done. So I'm going to go with 1 player, and we could put our name in. So cool. There's the mountains we need to climb. What their elevation is.
To go on.
Oh my gosh, and it just talked to us. Was that you, Janet? I don't know.
Here we go again.
He sounds so excited. All right, so the game is obviously a riff on Crazy Climber right off the bat, the first thing I can see. But what is amazing is this is not a cumbersome control scheme like Crazy Climber. I am moving the joystick, and when I move, he goes. I move to the right, he goes. Oh, can I not go around the tree? How do I get past the bear then?
Ouch.
He talks. So wait,
Hell.
wait, stop, grab it.
Move, sport.
The voices sound so sarcastic. All right, we'll just go this side. Don't eat me, bear. Okay, good. The bear. I just had to avoid the bear. Now we do have a time constraint, 59 seconds. Okay, they yell at us and tell us to look out. Nice. And we made it to the top. Man, that character's the character is huge. This is so fun. For a home game, the scrolling is not smooth, and we have seen smooth scrolling on the Texas Instruments home computer before, but there's a lot going on.
Falling objects.
Whoa. The talking actually is helping us play the game.
Beware. Falling objects.
And beware.
Hell.
Oh, I touched it. If it touches any part of your body, you're gonna fall. Oh, quick, grab the side. Hooray.
You've got to move faster.
I know. I'm still, this is Matterhorn. They give us lots of stats down at the bottom, too. Wait, come on. Don't let it touch any part of your body.
Out.
Quickly. Keep going. Oh, look, they got some baby birds. With music going on the entire time that we play the game. So the presentation for this game is very, very well done. And the sound device with the speech synthesis, that's pretty slick. This is the 21st game we've played that has speech synthesis across all systems. This is the second game we played on the Texas Instruments home computer that has speech synthesis. It was Parsec we played in July 1982. Whoa, they got fire. I'm loving all the different obstacles that they're throwing different stuff at us.
Watch out.
We're now climbing in
Help.
Kenya. Oh, it touched me. Since your character's so gigantically large. No.
Getting tired already? Look out.
What's up with the trend of video games taunting you while you play the game?
Watch out.
And we haven't seen Sinistar yet, the ultimate video game taunter. I'm going to crank the volume up when we play that one.
Watch out.
Okay, looking out for that one. Looks good. But I really
Look
enjoyed
out.
the games with speech synthesis. The first game we ever saw that was talking to us was Stratovox
Look out.
in the arcade, May 1980. And then we played a Robot Attack
Look out.
on the TRS-80, and then just a sample of other games we played, like Talking Adventure, a full talking game, adventure game. Oh, made it to the top again. Awesome. And then we also played the Scott Adams graphic adventure games on the Apple II. All those had the Votrex voice synthesizer. Oh, man, yeah. Sinistar. I don't know if I want to classify Sinistar as a horror game when we get to it. What? How do I avoid this? What? Okay, good. He didn't knock us too far, but we fell so far.
Look out.
Wow.
Watch out.
This is an excellent video game.
Beware. Falling objects. Look out.
I like how the control is. Oh, we got us. The control is so much easier than Crazy Climber. And I'm specifically pointing out the arcade version that had the dual joysticks, you know, to control your limbs.
Game over.
Darn.
Press redo or back.
Oh. Will you let me redo, please? We'll just go ahead and stop one there, because I do want to keep going. It's pretty cool that it allows this. Is it 9? Maybe it's... There it is. Yeah, redo. All right, so there we go. Now, I want to keep going again because it's a really fun game to play. And I want to see if we can get further, but notice there's no continue feature. It's as soon as you exhaust your lives, fall to the end, you die. But you got to admit, the music playing, which I think, is that Handel? Or is that... No, that's still the Peer Gynt Suite. We do have other classical public domain music while we play this, but yeah.
Beware.
Wonderful
Falling
video
object.
game. This is so nice. I already mentioned the Crazy Climber one. This is the 6th video game we played that is a riff on Crazy Climber across all systems. We played 4 games in the series of Crazy Climber, official ones. This is kind of similar to Rock Climber that we played in the arcade. That was made by Taito,
Watch out.
and that was basically part of the Crazy Climber series. At home, though, there's not too many games that we played that are like this, but this is the best one.
Look
Of
out.
all the games you could play that are like Crazy Climber, this is top tier
Watch
at
out.
home. Unless you are a fan of the dual joysticks in the arcade. I just love all the stuff they throw at you. It's very well done. Oh, at Mount Hood? When we get there, I think we're still in Matterhorn right now.
Again. Watch out.
So, who is talking? Are we the ones that say, "Here we
Watch
go
out.
again"? We don't sound very excited to climb. Like we're forced to climb. And then the person that's giving us the audio, it's like the radio announcer in our ear telling us how to play the game.
Look
Oh,
out.
nope, there. Not going to do that. And I can't stress enough
Watch
how
out.
easy the control is. It looks really complicated. The
Watch
character
out.
on screen is doing way more than I'm doing. I just need to move the joystick where I want to go. It's absolute control, and he just climbs. I don't have to do anything with their hands or limbs. It's great.
Here we go again.
And maybe that's where I'll stop it right there, where he goes, "Here we go again. Guess I'm climbing this mountain again." So of all the games you can play right now across all home computers, this is excellent. Do you buy into the speech synthesis, and when a game talks to you, do you just want to say it's an even better game than all the others? But you have to admit, the character is large, the presentation is fantastic. I'm already going to start probably around 4 stars of all the games you could play right now across all home computers because it's a rare occasion. Now, you could also say that the scrolling's a little choppy, but looking over in the chat, yeah, I see 4.5 stars. 4.5 for Manly. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, right? Very nice. Oh, yeah, if you don't have the voice, yeah, you have to have the hardware for the voice. But because that is a novelty, and it does add to it, it's helping you play the game, I'm going to bump it up. It's one of the best games you could play across all home computers. Alpiner is a very rare treat. Nice. Yeah, and a great score attack game. You'd have to take turns when you play with someone else, but hey, it works great. All right, after that, let's see what our next game is.
Learning fun.
We're next going to play on the Atari home computer. This is Arena 3000. 3000. Now, before we check out the only box I could find, let's go back first to this time when we're first going to play Arena 3000. It's not this box. Oh no. The only thing I could find for the first release of Arena 3000 is right here, an ad by Med System Software. This is the first time you could ever see Arena 3000. I don't know where the original Med System Software box is. This is the 16th game that we've seen by Med System Software up to this point, but this is where you would have this is what you would have seen if you would have played it right now. All right, so now, later in 1984, it gets picked up by Microdeal. Microdeal's box looks like this, which is awesome. It's a very well done front of the box. Sci-fi themed. Let's shoot some 1950s robots is what it looks like. So this would be the 15th game that we've seen by Microdeal, and it was only in the United Kingdom, at least this one. You can see 1 or 2 joysticks required, and remember that. We flip it over on the back, and you see that it's a cassette tape, because we played video games on cassette right here in November 1982. Yeah, that dude did. Yeah, you bet he did. This was available first on the Atari home computer. We're going to see it on other computers later. This is our 399th game on the Atari home computer, whether 400 or 800. There's the ad you would have seen in the United Kingdom by Microdeal much later. And there's the inside sleeve. It's the year 3000. Gaming grids are dominated by human-machine hybrids known as cyborgs. The newest achievement of cybernetic sciences and final testing demands that you battle and defeat the most dangerous robotics in the universe. Sounds awesome. You have to clear each area, your opponents move faster, take more hits. It can be played with 1 or 2 joysticks. The joystick controls the movement of the cyborg, and the joystick button fires. You'll always fire in the direction you were last traveling, and if 2 joysticks are used, 1 joystick controls your movement, the other joystick controls your fire. Yes, it is a twin-stick shooter. Amazing. Wait, do we have any more? Or is it just screenshots? I think it's just screenshots, right? Yeah, that was it. Okay. Just want to make sure we cover all the bases here. So this was first available by Med System Software, and that's the one we're going to play first, not the Microdeal version. Let's pop it and play Arena 3000. This is done by Simon Smith. It's November 15th, 1982. Yes, Curtis, you got it. Oh man, this is the 4th game we've seen by Simon Smith, and he has some good ones. One of the first ones we saw was Knossos, or the City of Knossos in 1981. Then he did Laser Defense on the TRS-80, which was so cool. It was Missile Command with 2 screens, and then he redid it again on the Atari home computer with Sentinel on that we saw in this year, 1982. All right, here we go. I'm pushing start. Number of players. Now I'm going to start with a 1-player game and show you just how this plays or how this works. Ready? I'm going to push number 1 to the arena. Let's go. 3 cyborgs remaining. Does that mean lives? So whenever I play a 1-player game, I can move around and I can shoot, and it's just like Robotron 2084. Like I'm moving the joystick, and I can hold down the red button and start firing, and I'm moving and firing, you know, on my 1 Atari VCS joystick. But right now, if I were to plug in a second controller, and let me do that now. If I plug in a second controller, you really won't notice the difference. I'm noticing the difference. I'm now using 1 of the joysticks of the Atari VCS to move. The other joystick is my fire. I can simultaneously, look at this, move and fire. I am using the same twin-stick fire capability as you would with Robotron 2084 in the arcade, and oh man, this cranks this game up a notch. Because the power, look how smooth the movement is, and mind you, there is no official Robotron 2084 right now on home computers. They're just rip-offs. Oh, I thought that enemy takes multiple shots. Oh, it does die. Like those giant square robots from Robotron 2084. Whoa. This is awesome. Yes, and tape the 2 joysticks together. That's the way to do it. And see, now you can like run ultimate twin stick shooter power. Sound effects are so good too. We just got an extra life. So then we got 4 lives. Whoa, it broke apart into pieces? Oh my gosh. So let's see if we can just lure them all over here. This way, guys. Look how much is happening on screen at the same time too, and there's not any, I'm not noticing any flicker. Wow, so much fun. Yeah, the enemy types are all over the place. And if you notice, look how crazy and hectic this is already. It's already throwing, oh, I ran into it. So much at us, and this is incredible. Gosh. One thing I was trying to notice was, is there a speed difference? Like, is it getting faster because we have less enemies on screen? Or is it just me? Now I'm losing everything. Wow, right now, we're not going to see an official Robotron 2084 until sometime in 1983. This is so good. So good. Look at this, all these TIE fighters everywhere. The enemy types are really fun too. Wait, no way, this is tough. TIE fighters just broke into the enemy spiders that take multiple hits. Game is terminated. Now, if you do a 2-player game, it allows you to use both twin sticks and then just take turns, you know, give the 2 sticks to your friend, and it plays like the arcade where you, oh, we enter our initials? Do we do it from the joystick? Oh, we type them in, okay. Oh, never mind. All right, so go ahead and push start. I cleared it away. So if you do a 2-player game, it's like you're in the arcade with both control sticks, but you can also do, you know, like the pseudo cooperative way where one of your friends is holding the joystick and you're running around and the other friend's holding a joystick and firing. You could do that too. Yeah, it's amazing. Oh, that's true. It could have used it, but it did not. That's a good point, Brad, because it has the 4 ports for it. But this one does not do that. That would have been even more mind-blowing. This is already incredible. So here on Chronologically Gaming, this is the 14th twin-stick shooter that we played. Majority of those have been all in the arcade, except on the TRS-80 Color computer and the Dragon 32, they had a few games that allowed you to use both sticks to shoot, or move and shoot like this. When I say twin-stick shooter, I mean I'm running and shooting where I'm able to run to the left while firing to the right. That's what a real twin-stick shooter means. Yeah, having the 2 different joysticks, though, or being able to play with 2 different joysticks, we have lots of video games that have that as well. Like, at this point, this is the 31st game that you can play the video game with 2 joysticks. Not necessarily like it's a shooter, because there's other games that aren't shooters that allow you to use 2 joysticks. Some examples are like Hellcat Ace that Sid Meier has done on the Atari home computers. Oh, I gotta get away from these. Enemies that take multiple hits are tricky. You gotta take out the easier ones, and then you can work out the others. Man, that's fun. Oh, we went to the next level already? Look at this one. Gosh, this is crazy how much is going on. And then if you can narrowly make your escape. Barely, I didn't even make it through that. Yeah, Space Dungeon's one of them in the arcade. We have done that one. Go, go, go! And some other ones that other games that use 2 joysticks are Microsurgeon, 2 Intellivision joysticks, which may not count. Or Riddle of the Sphinx also uses 2 joysticks. Night Mission Pinball uses 2 joysticks because you need the 2 buttons to do the flipper controls, right? Man, these saucers are fast. This is so much fun, though, and so fresh because there's nothing right now. Let me confirm. That would compare. Oh, I walked right into him. Darn, but I got an extra life that time. That was nice. The other thing that's great is how well they do the control and the number of enemies going on the screen. It's not chugging like some of the other games we played. This is only the 6th video game that's a variant of Robotron 2084. That's how new and fresh this is and how crazy it would be to have this right now. Oh, it's a trick. The TIE fighters break apart into the spiders. Yikes, that's hard. Wow. So we played Draco, that was in the arcade. That's a variant of Robotron 2084. We played Robot Battle on the Apple II and the Atari home computer. It wasn't twin stick, though. We played Video Mania on the Commodore VIC-20 and Metamorphosis on the Commodore VIC-20. This is the only one that's a twin stick shooter, which means of the games that are like Robotron 2084, there's twin stick shooters, but if you want to play a game this Robotron 2084 like this is the only one that's out there. Yeah. I know that second joystick only uses inventory management. It's not about the twin stick. Yeah, I was just pointing out there's other video games that use two joysticks, but not everything's a twin stick shooter. Can I put my... No, I don't want X. Oh. Put in the wrong one, but that'll get the job done anyway. So Arena 3000 is awesome. This is top tier gaming on home computers. Now, as usual, we rate this video game across all the home computers that are available to play all games on all those home computers right now. Arena 3000 is a rare treat. Now, we're still around the same kind of era as when Robotron 2084 will officially be released, but right now, this is awesome. And the ability to kind of play cooperatively with your friend is a nice touch, but you gotta admit, tape the two Atari VCS joysticks together and play. Arena 3000 is awesome. Yeah, looking in the chat, these are really high ratings coming in. I don't know if I want to go as high as saying 5, but yeah, it's one of the best you can play on all systems. If you want a shooter, a really, really fun one, well designed, fast paced, it's just limited with options. That's the only downside. And whenever you play the game, there's not like a way to switch between levels. You just keep going, but it's perfect. It's like Eugene Jarvis should approve this game as a Robotron 2084 game. That's how good it is. Have you seen the official Robotron 2084, the one that gets released later in 1983? This is pretty darn good. It doesn't have the cool flashing effect, whenever you're going from level to level, but it's still fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to go 4.5. I do see a 4 over there in the chat. Yes, in 2084, there's humans, but by the year 3000, we're all gone. It's all robots now. But no, wait a second. On the front of the box, though, we're human, at least on the microdeal box, and then Med System Software. That looks like we're part human, part cyborg. I'm not sure. Yeah, really high ratings. Arena 3000. Check that one out if you haven't already. That's where we got to put our video game playing on pause. Thanks again for joining me here for the live show. And if you're not here for the live show and you're watching the video later, come on the live show and be a Chronologically Gaming influencer. Throw those ratings out. If you put yourself in the position of right now, it's November 1982, how good would you say all these games are? Because as we're going from game to game, I've changed my perspective. I've gone from one side of the spectrum thinking, nah, it's not really that good, and then sometimes I go way over. Remember the game Way Out that had the first time we had ray casting in a video game? That blew my mind, and I may have gone way over when I rated the game. And so whenever you're here for the live show, you can throw those ratings out, and we can really kind of get a really good gauge of what these games are compared to everything else that's out there. This is the best context for video games and the evolution of video games that's ever been done. So I really appreciate everyone that shows up. Next time on Chronologically Gaming, let's play a shooter with a friend, a unique adventure game from Wales, and let's read Computer Gaming World, November-December 1982. That's it for today, and like I always say, BASIC is basically beginner's all-purpose symbolic instruction code. Nailed it. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.